Welcome to Podcast Hell. I'm Erick Hellwig. Ad reads to start the show, second week in a row. Koa Rothman, Nate Florence, Erick Hellwig. What do these three people have in common besides being physical specimens and world-class surfers? That would be Magic Mind. I tried it for a week and I crushed my day jobs. Forbes recently called Magic Mind Silicon Valley's new morning elixir. Not bad, right? Silicon Valley rules, literally. They rule over us like malignant tech gods, poisoning children's minds with apps designed like slot machines, rendering us dumb, numb, and ready for defeat at the hands of China. But that's not Magic Mind's fault, okay? Doctors Without Borders might drink it too. My point is Magic Mind works. Use it for good. Go to magicmind.com/podcasthell. Again, that's magicmind.com/podcasthell. Use the promo code PodcastHell20. That's PodcastHell20 for 20% off your purchase. Radical Neon is a custom neon sign shop in West Hollywood. They ship anywhere and do incredible work, as you can see over my right shoulder. If you have a business, podcast, event, or just want to surprise someone for Christmas with their name on a sign, just email Radical Neon at hello@radicalneon.com. Radical, RADIKAL, neon.com. And use my promo code PodcastHell20. That's PodcastHell20 for 20% off. You can also visit radicalneon.com. Use that same promo code at checkout, Radical Neon. Hey, tell your friends about the show. The best way to help me, if you want to help me, maybe you don't want to help me, but if you do, it's just to tell your friends, word of mouth. So if you know somebody that likes comedy and isn't a total douchebag, send them a link to Podcast Hell. Let's start the show.
Girl, we're about to go somewhere odd now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is Podcast Hell.
See, I looked one time for my logo to get it neoned, but it was going to be like fucking $1,500 or some shit.
$1,500?
It was a lot of money.
Christ.
Well, I guess because it's like the logos are different. It's
was it real neon
colors and
or was
stuff.
it like this? Because
it was kind of like that. That's neon. Yeah,
This is neon. This is like neon LED.
Yeah,
right. It's neon LED. It's not like
they
got to shape it and throw gas in there.
I think because my
cracked open highlighter.
I think because my logo has so many fucking colors on it. Maybe that's why.
That's probably what it is.
Well, it was
going to be a lot of money.
If you're gonna get a sign,
like there's like my logo. That's the thing I have. But like to get that neon, it was going to be a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, you have to kind of pick like
unless
two or
they
three
like
colors.
Just custom, unless they just paste it on the back and then like light up from the like a white light in the back or something.
You don't want that. You want them to do like.
But that's awesome. It's fucking great.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you pick the font?
I picked everything.
Okay.
And I went through because they gave me options. This is the boys at Radical Neon.
Keep this in.
This is after the podcast is open with me doing an ad for them for a minute. It's like, what the fuck?
So you're saying Radical Neon?
Yeah, with a K.
Okay, love it.
Yeah, no, they're good. I mean, it's a sign.
Yeah.
No, they're great.
You know what is a sign?
What is a sign?
To get this. That's a sign. To order one for 20% off using promo code HELL.
Podcast Hell 20. Don't fuck up my promo code.
Is it Podcast Hell 20?
It's Podcast Hell 20. As in Podcast Hell. We got to stop doing this. This is the worst This is the worst.
I just realized the title of the podcast corresponds to
my name.
Yeah. That didn't occur to me until right now.
It's Hellwig.
It's a stroke. Right. It's a stroke of genius.
Podcast Wig.
Yeah.
Podcast Wig would have been way worse.
Yeah.
Podcast Hell's a little more fun. I've told this story a million times, but it's like I was talking to a buddy of mine who like works in actual TV, and he was like, "Hey, you should think about putting in for this show." And I was like, "I don't want to fucking write on some shitty show," which is a wrong attitude.
It is the wrong attitude.
It's the wrong attitude.
Correct.
And he was like, "Well, you're just gonna fucking live in podcast hell with your fucking friends forever?" And I was like, "That's." I was like, I'm going to change the name of my podcast to Podcast Hell.
What was the original name?
Bring in the backups. It used to be like a sports podcast.
But yeah, you changed it from sports to
because I didn't want to
comedy sports.
Also, like I did like 50 episodes about like fucking Cleo Lemon or AJ Feely, and nobody gives a shit.
I don't know.
So
I don't know who Cleo Lemon is.
Are you a sports fan?
Me?
Yeah,
a little bit.
What's
AJ
your-
Feely, wasn't he on the Broncos?
No, he was on the Eagles and the.
I was going to say fucking Eagles.
This is the problem with my podcast. It's all unknown players. That's the whole point. It's like terrible backup quarterbacks. So like they have followings of 0. So I'd be like, all right, next week,
Like whoever
Tyler Thigpen, and people were like, who?
That's a name.
Yeah, and I also couldn't get.
is that Steelers?
No, you're just gonna give you're like 1 in 32 shot. I get
Yeah.
it.
No, it's the Colts.
No,
Fuck.
all right.
No, you said Colts. I was like, that sounds right.
He's the Chiefs.
Shit.
Oh, okay. It was a C.
No, the problem with the podcast was like I couldn't. The whole idea was I would get the quarterbacks on the podcast, but the only people I could get to respond to my Instagram messages were like their hot Christian wives.
Nice.
And then
You got them on
and
the
then their
podcast.
wives. No, I would. Their wives would be like, "This podcast is so." That's how they talk.
Yeah.
They're like, actually, it's probably more of a Southern draw. They're
Bless
like,
your heart. They're never going to do it.
Bless your heart. This podcast is so much fun. I'm gonna tell Tyler about it right now. And then the guy would never reach out because backup quarterbacks don't think it's funny that they fucked up in the league.
Yes.
They don't
that
think of
makes sense.
themselves as backups. They're like, I'm a starter that was screwed. The coach didn't like me. Like they have. I only had one quarterback ever come on the show, and he was a guy.
Who was it?
Jabron Hamden.
Oh, from the
Chiefs.
the fighting Cowboys.
I'll give you a hint. They're no longer allowed to have this name.
Well, it's the Commanders now, but I assume it's the Redskins.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about the Cleveland Indians.
No. It was. I had a much darker joke in my head, but I didn't do it.
Okay.
No, it was the Redskins.
For sure.
But his career stats, he was like 1 for 2 for 7 yards. But he went to my high school when I was there, so that's how I got him on the podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
And he's the one that was like, he looked at all the quarterbacks I talked about on the show, and he was like, I know half of those guys, they would hate that you're doing this.
Really?
They would be like deeply insulted that you have a podcast lightly roasting them being bad.
But you're
at
not
football.
roasting them. You're like saying, hey, these are the backup guys.
No, I'm
You
kind
can't
of.
talk about
You can't talk about.
I guess.
people that didn't make it in the league. They didn't make it for a reason. They threw an interception. It got run back for a touchdown. And while they were trying to tackle the guy, they missed and shit their pants while they were diving or something.
You can't be like, but it's hard to get to that level. Like they don't enjoy the
See,
conversation.
if I was a back, I wouldn't get, it's just an easy paycheck.
A backup?
Yeah, but your competitiveness brought you to that level. You were the best at all levels in your entire life until you got to the big show, and then you're the worst.
Yeah.
You were the best. You were the best in little league. Like you were running kids over, you were throwing bombs, and then in college you
Crushing
had
pussy.
1,000-yard seasons.
Now you are a pussy.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, the backups still crush pussy. I mean,
you're still on the team.
Every single wife.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I talked to like half of their wives, and they all were so hot, but like also like super religious and like.
Oh, yeah.
I think the wives had a better sense of humor about the husbands.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, they're
because they're fucking rich. Like you're rich. If you're a backup in the league.
I would love to tell him, but he's actually outside just throwing the pigskin in the tire tubes right now, just
and
practicing crying. He's crying in the backyard.
just trying to like recapture glory. No, I mean you're right. Like those guys in college, even like
It's Monday night. He has a rough time with Monday nights. If he even hears the,
I don't fucking watch Saturday Night Live for the same reason.
because the
Because I
music-
know like three people would know my face if not my name
Really?
that are on there.
Wow.
really.
Yeah,
Well, Michael Longfellow.
I don't know him.
He's a LA comic that made it on SNL.
I know 2 Austen comics that are on there now, and I met James Austin Johnson a long time ago.
And he's probably like, I mean, he listens to the pod. He calls in a lot.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure he
as
probably.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, he does.
I'm not saying he's not great. I'm just saying that
It doesn't
I can't handle it sometimes.
Yeah.
The bitterness.
It used to bum me out when people were like, because I also know famous people that,
Sure.
you know, I always call it like the space shuttle, where like you're hanging out with somebody and all of a sudden like the table starts to shake. And then they just start to, like, they just shoot into space. And you're all like, there's like all the fucking fumes and shit. You're like, oh, all right, they're famous now.
There goes
I've
that.
had that happen like 2 or 3 times where someone, like, I'm working with becomes, no longer has a Facebook page a week later. So, like, but now, I don't know, now that I'm this close to giving up, I feel like I'm pretty happy. I'm like, go for it.
It's probably the sign from Radical Signs.
In a time... It kind of inspires me, though. I don't mean to go on a positive
Mike is
note,
such a positive guy.
But, like, it actually, like, it's kind of cool knowing, like, you're that much closer than, like, when you were, like, you know, when we were in high school watching SNL, and then now we watch it, and we're like, wow, I know, like, 3 writers. It's like, the next step for me is almost getting there and stuff. You know what I mean?
Do you think you have a shot at SNL?
I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
He might.
You never know.
I mean, here's the thing.
I want to write for Jimmy Fallon.
Mike,
and I know some people that are like writers' assistants and shit, and I'm like, whoa, I might have.
Yeah, all right.
You know,
Mike
That's
is
compelling.
Mike is an eternal optimist. That is something very true about you. When I went on your show, I did a bit about like how me going on your show was practice for Fallon.
Yeah.
Not panel, but blowing him in the parking lot after the show. But when I said this is practice for Fallon, I was not serious. You were like, yes.
Yeah, it is.
This is practice for Fallon.
Yeah.
Your attitude is probably the right one to have.
Yeah.
But I also feel like if it doesn't work, you're the most likely to kill yourself. So I'm worried. I will worry. No, I feel like it could turn. So just don't let it turn. But I'm also like, you just have, this is what I tell myself, and then we can stop talking about fucking our careers. But like, whenever I'm like, if I do, you know, move back east in a couple years and have kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously my dreams just right down the.
I don't think they ever will, though, dude. You can't.
They might not, but like, just if career.
You are an optimist.
Well, you can't. You're too good. You're too good. You've come this.
He's all right.
It's different. He's all right. It's different. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's different if you start something and like you see a comic that just started and then 2 years later he quits. Well, okay, you gave it 2 years, but if you give it so much time, you just got to keep on.
I'll never stop doing stand-up. Like, I love doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, it'll always be at the very least, like, a thing that I do to have fun. But I'm talking, like, trying to make all my money from comedy.
Exactly.
That's been my life since I was 21 to 38.
That's kind of
it might not be my life at 42.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
let me finish my point.
Yeah, do your thing.
Because I do think it's positive.
Okay.
I'm like, if I'm only in LA for 2 more years, I want to enjoy my time in LA. The thing I'll regret is not that I didn't try hard, because I did try hard. It's that while I was trying, I was like not enjoying my friend's company or not being happy for somebody when they get something.
There we go. Yeah.
So like, I might as well just fucking have fun. And then like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling myself.
I think keep on going until you keep making different choices as you're going along that. You know
it's
what
a little
I mean?
labyrinth.
Yeah. It's
Like
like,
it's like GoldenEye.
yeah.
And I'm like the guy that's just been like walking into the corner for like 3 straight games.
But you have one of those badass guns that you're like, you know what?
Now but then I got this sign.
Because at first, starting stand up is like slappers only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just slapping around.
What are
slappers only? And then you end up getting one of those nice guns, and you're like, oh, it's got the silencer on it. You know?
I like the little noise it made when you would go.
Yeah.
You would just fucking.
That was the best game to play. Slappers only.
Yeah.
You just
Remote
beat
Mines.
your friends.
Remote Mines only.
Yeah,
Remote
Mines
mines
was
were
good too.
fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Because you could just pin somebody somewhere. You could just go foop foop and then go to the other exit foop foop, and unless they knew a secret way out, they had to blow themselves up to get out.
Yeah.
They had to Al Qaeda themselves out of the room.
But you had to set them off. That was the great thing about remote, not proximity, remote.
Yeah.
So you had to know where they were.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
So you're like chasing someone, and you're trying to throw mines ahead of them and set them off. That was super fun.
There was some strategy, but weren't there were proximity mines?
Proximity ones sucked. Those ones.
Proximity are the worst.
Yeah,
ones.
those ones
but there were multiple mines, right?
Remote
there were
and
remote
proximity.
mines. Okay.
Proximity, yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys ever go on DK mode?
No, which one's that?
That's where you make your head real big.
Oh, the giant. Yeah.
And then you can fucking sniper people.
Yeah.
That shit.
I remember that
was
one.
fun. You know, they've done studies. The video games do not make boys more violent.
No.
No, it helps them with teamwork.
Yeah.
That's like I think it's good for them.
I had to do an essay on this like book. It was like that video games make kids smarter. Where they were like saying like video games are just like dumbing down our kids and like all this shit. It's like no, they make you because you're solving problems, teamwork.
Yeah,
you're also like just learning to lose, but also learning to win and all that stuff. You're learning so much shit from video games.
Yeah. Did you play a lot of video games?
Yeah. I had a show at a venue a long time ago, and there was it was at a brewery, and there was a big exhaust fan, and I was trying to figure out how to turn it off, and I just followed the cable lane. And I was able to find the box, which I only learned.
I know what happened from the when he's in the train in Goldeneye, right, with the watch.
I don't.
It
might have been Half-Life or something.
Oh, okay.
But it's like you always had like a metal shod cable lane that like went this way, and you had to find the switch to turn it off. And that was where I learned that from.
I was trying to climb up like a series of like planks, and there were barrels coming at me. And I knew from Donkey Kong to jump over the barrels. Yeah, that's only from playing video games.
And you were like, if I had a hammer, I could do this more effectively. I could just smash them.
One time I had to go through a sewage pipe to get to level 7, and I only knew.
Well, that's how I got here. I took the pipe,
took the sewer pipe,
and I was like, doot, 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 and I just came back up, and I was like, oh shit, podcast hell.
I feel like I only played like I wasn't like super into video games. I played Goldeneye. And then I played years later. I got really into Madden.
Oh, okay.
Like I was a real Madden head.
Yeah,
but like I played in a psycho way that was not fun. Like I had
last episode you were talking about. You were like you would always run the clock and shit and do like. Would you do that kick where like I know I only played like one time. My friend would like do an offside kick and get the ball again.
Yes.
And do all that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Just cheating like crazy.
Yeah, that was the Josh Edelstein episode where he was like, he said he would play football and just run out the clock in Madden.
Yeah.
Josh Edelman?
Yeah, Edelman.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be on that episode.
Yeah, I was. I suspected that Reed had COVID is why he didn't come.
Is that really why?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
He did?
And now I do. No,
you don't. Oh.
No, he doesn't have COVID.
What?
He was like, bro, I feel terrible. And I'm like, get a test.
Oh,
He's
yes,
like,
that's right.
I'm not going to get a test. And I'm like, dude,
come on, Reed. How long ago was he here?
About 5 minutes. No, it was like that wasn't
it was like a month ago, right?
It was a while ago. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Did he have COVID?
No.
Oh, he did.
He didn't get tested.
So he probably did.
He 100% had it.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, well, I didn't get it. Or maybe I did.
You didn't get it.
Maybe I have it.
Maybe.
Well, now I know why you didn't do it. I thought it was something else.
No, I was also depressed. I've been depressed for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's this is this podcast clicking you up or clicking you down?
I will find out at the end.
Okay.
You okay?
I got you a water.
I appreciate
Where'd you
the
start
water.
comedy? Actually, you said Austen.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is I'm from there. I grew up there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, and it's totally the landscape is totally different now
Yeah.
than it was.
So how long you been out here?
3 years.
Okay, so you left like right when.
I moved in pandemic for a woman.
Gotcha.
It's always a woman.
It's always the woman.
Yeah.
But now Austin, you think you want to go back to Austin because of all the comedy?
Stop hosting my fucking podcast. What are you doing? Jesus
Look, I'm not
Christ.
hosting. All I'm saying is that you can get 20% off. Use Podcast Help
Mike,
20 at
stop being professional.
At Radical.
I don't like it.
I was curious.
So tell me, what are you?
So what are your
What got
dreams
you
and
into comedy?
aspirations?
Where do you get your ideas from? God damn it, Perkins. Jesus Christ. No, it's a good question though.
Yeah, I am ready to
How
move
is the
back.
landscape in Austin?
Yeah, I
changed?
wanted to know. You know,
It's like all the people that move there they move there because of Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
So
Your vibe?
they're bad
comics.
people and comics.
Bad people. Come
Yeah,
on,
all right,
Austin.
fine.
Come on.
They're
Let's-
great people, but they're bad comics.
I agree they're probably bad comics. I don't know any great comics that move down there.
Well,
I know a lot of open micers.
Yeah, it's all open micers that think
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, if I go there, I'll make it.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, no, you still have to get good wherever you're at.
Yeah, people don't realize that they're not going to make it no matter where they live. Just fucking live in a place that you like.
just have to get better and better, and then
you just have to get better.
A neon sign.
Get a big neon sign.
Yeah.
That's what I kept saying to myself is like, the thing that's holding this podcast back is a big glowing orange sign behind my head. Once I have that, people won't be able to turn
here's the
off.
positive Perkins coming at you though.
Let me hear it.
You ready? This brings legitness. Is that a word?
Legitimacy. But I do like legitness more.
Legitness. This brings legitness to the podcast.
Yeah, I do.
You're not just recording. You got a fucking sign now.
Yeah.
Which means it's a legit podcast, which means you actually care.
I do have more plans.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a nice shag carpet.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to get new chairs. I'm going to lose the fucking desk. This desk makes me feel like a knockoff Iranian dictator. Like, it's way too big. It looks like...
You do have schemes and blueprints under here.
It just looks... I feel like fucking Saddam Hussein. So, like, this has to go. I've had everybody's like, you know what? On all my clips, they're like, way to have your Rodecaster, like, equal to your face in all the clips, because when the way it's angled.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that I could probably fucking play with. But eventually,
Did you say Rodecaster?
that's what it's called.
No, I know that's what it's called, but unless you're getting money from them, you can't.
I shouldn't say
Just say mixer.
that's a good
Way to put my non-specific mixer. I would be open for any different type of mixer. Would the company want to sponsor me? I can't see.
Maybe I should ask.
See, there we go.
Maybe I should ask Rodecaster if they want to be sponsor number 3.
There you go.
I've got 3 sponsors.
So
Let's name them.
Well, I've got 2. Sorry,
Okay.
I have 2. I have Radical Neon and I have Magic Mind.
What's Magic Mind?
It's like a productivity elixir.
Mushrooms?
And you
is it mushrooms?
No, it's a drink.
How is it not mushrooms?
Magic
Magic
Mind?
Mind.
Yeah.
Just by name?
No, just like any productivity stuff I see, it's all mushroom
mushroom
based.
What about that's not true. What about a self-help book isn't mushrooms? Or it could be. They call me the bit destroyer. You come with a bit on my podcast, I fucking shut it down. I don't like bits.
So
This
is
is a
Magic
serious
Mind kind
podcast.
of like here's another sponsor, Alpha Brain? I always take
It's
Alpha Brain.
It's very similar.
Okay.
So
So
it's
it's
like Alpha Brain?
So it's an elixir, though. You
It's
drink
a shot.
it.
You take it.
Oh, okay.
But it's more fun to call it an elixir.
I like that. Yeah.
Do you
elixir.
see a difference?
Sure. I mean, I'm paid to say yes. I did feel a difference because I take ADHD medicine, and I have my psychiatrist, I think, is a drug dealer. Maybe got arrested, but he's not picking up his phone. So I haven't had it for like a month and a half. But that was right when these guys
He's
are.
like, here's your prescription pills, but I got some other stuff if you need it.
Well, it was right when.
I was wondering why you were wearing a trench coat to every to every appointment.
I like that we all kept our outerwear on for the podcast. It looks like I'm filming this in the fucking North Pole.
This is
it
how
up.
I get away with only wearing a t-shirt.
Well, I wanted to. You said it's a black background, so I wanted the green to be.
Oh yeah. Well, then you should have just worn the blue.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that you're
matches.
fading into the background with
That's
that color
true,
right
but-
there. It's all right.
So you
Neither-
do notice a difference.
Well, neither one of you really took my advice on the light coloring, but I guess
Well,
I
this is
didn't.
light.
I also
You said
didn't.
not black.
Did I say not black?
You
Yeah.
said not black.
I thought I said light.
He also said to watch an episode, which I didn't do. I'm sorry about that. As I was driving in, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Nobody.
I listen.
Mike is an actual listener.
I listen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mike listens
The
up.
best theme song of every podcast.
I do have a very good theme song. You'd have no idea.
I have no idea.
Well, you'll hear. Well, you probably won't listen to your own episode.
Girl, we're about to do something home
He
now.
fucking knows the lyrics.
Find us out now.
Shameful, Austin.
Did you write it?
Shameful. No.
I don't
I
kiss
hired
and tell
somebody.
about a girl.
Oh, you hired
I
someone?
I'll probably
somebody.
see you in
He's the other sponsor of the
hell.
podcast.
Welcome to hell, baby.
He knows it.
This is podcast hell.
I have a very catchy.
It's so catchy.
The best part of
It's
this
so
show.
good.
The best part
It's
of this
so
show.
good.
The best part of this show is the 16-second intro song and the fucking sign.
It's so
Everything
good.
else needs work.
But that's legitness.
It's legitness.
That's legitness right there.
So you should just run reels of just the lit up side and then the song. I have so many viewers.
Just love. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Just have it like a Yule log. you know, for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's just your sign going up in brightness and going down in brightness.
The only I get notes from people in my family on the podcast, which is infuriating. But I will say, like, they do listen. Like, it's nice to have fans, even if they're blood.
What's the most annoying note that you've gotten?
It's my mom who's like, do you have to talk about your penis so much? I'm like, yes, it's all I know.
I might have the same note for you.
I do talk about what? Did I talk about it a lot today?
No, I'm just like pre-planning.
I don't know. I feel like I struggled for a long time with how I wanted the podcast to be. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like I've got the groove. I think I know what I want it to be, which is like a hang. And like sometimes it gets serious, sometimes if it's funny, whatever, like I don't feel like I'm like forcing it to be something or something else. This is what people love in podcasts, by the way, is when the host just talks about his process of making it. It's
still interesting though.
It's interesting to us. Everybody else, anybody that's not my family listening to this has driven their car off the road into a fucking rocky
We're
ravine.
listening to Spotify now.
I did Ian Russo's podcast, and it was fine, but like he showed me the drop off for like it's like 10 seconds, and then like
oh wow,
people are just dropping off at like the 15-second mark, and I don't even think we didn't even have a chance to be boring or bad or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just like,
well, that still gets you a listen on Apple and stuff though.
Yeah, it does. But how do you? I didn't even know you could look at that.
This was just YouTube. He was just showing me YouTube.
There's
analytics.
like podcast charts and stuff too.
Good Lord. I mean, that's depressing.
It is.
I've looked at it on my reels before, and I'm like, you guys can't give me 10 seconds?
Nope.
It's a 10-second reel.
If you're not a hot chick, then it's over.
Yeah, that does.
It's called pod charts.
Pod charts, yeah. Don't look it up now, Mike.
Oh, you gotta log in.
Mike, stop.
Now I got to create an
looks
account.
like you're number one in the Netherlands.
I should have put
This
your
text
phone.
message is the code that I'm getting. Hold on, let me.
He's fucking trying to. Hang on. Let me hit forgot password. We're recording, Mike. We're recording. We're live to the world right
okay.
now.
Here's my question to you.
Let me hear it.
Do you edit at all?
No.
Are you like, boy, that was a dead spot?
Only if Brad Stoll or Rob Stern gets upset about something the other one said on the podcast. That's the only time I've had to edit, is when they go at each other too hard and then separately message me after the show, and they're like, can you take out the part about my mom?
I shouldn't have said he was a loser.
Yeah. No, like only if
I shouldn't have said I hate his reels so much.
only if comics are like asking me, I don't edit anything that I do though.
So you don't have to listen to the product.
But I do listen to see if I can find something funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So, like,
but I'm
flip
not
it up.
like listening to cut parts that I fuck up. Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be like a 10-second episode every time.
It's just the intro music, and then hey, we got Radiant Neon.
It's the thing that we talked about.
You're from Austin. You're from Philly. You only like the Flyers. You don't like any of the other Philly teams.
I grew up watching hockey.
Yeah.
So like I haven't even watched hockey in years, to be honest. Like I kind of just dipped off. Like Russo's podcast, I got 15-second. Shout out Ian Russo. He's a good guy.
Shout out Ian Russo's terrible podcast.
No, he's a good dude. I only watch I've always just been a hockey guy. I'll go to like Phillies game and stuff if it was like live.
Yeah.
I always like going live stuff.
Well, baseball games are easy to go to. Yeah. Although now it's not like the hang it used to be.
Oh no,
it used to be like a 4-hour hang, and you once in a while there's a baseball game happening, but a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
Now they're done with the whole game in like 2 hours.
Really?
It's fucking lickety split.
Yeah.
So we were in New York, and I had a show, and my wife and I had tickets.
What's that like?
My wife and I had tickets to the Mets. So I was like, well, my show ends right when the game's starting, but like it's in Queens. I'll be there by the second inning. So the game was at whatever. Game started at like 7:30. I get there at like 8:15. It was in the fourth inning already. Like fucking
it's already
fast.
halfway done.
Yeah, like they changed the rules. Like now the pitcher can't hang out. There's like clock.
Oh, the pitch clock.
really?
It happened.
Yeah.
pitch
Oh,
clock?
okay.
It kind of sucks. I mean, I guess it's better for them making money and shit, but I don't know. To me, baseball is supposed to be the slow sport.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be the sport anybody can do if they have hand-eye coordination. Like, you can still be fat. Who's calling?
My brother.
Take it.
No, it's fine. I'll call him back.
How
later.
old's your brother?
He's 3 years younger than me.
Okay.
He lives in Georgia now.
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Recent-
I lived
right
in.
outside of Atlanta.
What's the city? Athens. Kennesaw.
I don't know. Woodstock.
Toblin.
Oh, Woodstock.
He
Okay.
went to Woodstock.
Woodstock's like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, something like that.
You used to live in Atlanta,
I lived
too?
in Atlanta for a year and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
Did comedy there.
Chasing a lady?
Oh, really?
No, chasing the acting.
Laughing Skull and stuff? You did
Lavish,
that?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I moved away.
Yeah.
And I got dropped by my agent there for whatever. I wasn't getting any auditions.
Yeah. Yeah, you have been depressed.
That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Wait, you were in Atlanta a long time ago.
I was in Atlanta. I moved back to Austin like right before the pandemic started.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know it was going to happen, but my lease was up, and I was like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" But it was a good scene,
Yeah.
Atlanta, good comedy scene. If you ever
Yeah,
go
do you
out
guys know
there,
Alex Getlin?
no,
Yeah, he's crushing right now.
He's in Atlanta.
Rachel LaFour, his wife Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
They're like, they have a baby and stuff.
Yeah.
I only see their baby photos, but their careers are doing well too.
I just did her podcast
nice. What'd you do, a virtual?
and just on Zoom.
Okay. Is she like a life coach or something? Or what is she
has
doing?
like it's a really successful podcast too. I was like, thanks for having me on. It didn't release yet, the episode. Maybe she'll cut it. Who knows? But it is like life
She'll cut
coaching
it.
stuff. It's like she interviews like psychologists sometimes and like, all these different people.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a life coach but she's just been crushing it. Her and Alex both have like, they're building like a dynasty. They have like a kind of like a Tom Segura and Christina P. Like they have like the
Yes, they have like podcasts.
like
things.
a tree of podcasts, and they have like a studio and stuff. And like she said, they're gonna start like actually having like live shows there too, like build out and like make like a
That's
stage
fucking
and stuff.
awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
But I remember I remember like when he told me he was moving there, I was like, all right, well, bon voyage,
Yeah.
nice effort. And he's like,
yeah, he's crushing.
I always love when people are having success outside of LA. It gives me,
yeah.
because I don't love it here. I'm like, here
calling me
for a
again?
little bit. I'm worried. Is everything okay with your
I
brother?
don't know. He called me 3 fucking times.
Someone.
No, he just put. He just put like the shades emoji. So he's fine. He just called me 3 fucking times.
Oh, he's not like.
I don't
he's
know
like
why.
cool.
He's like,
our
my-
dad's in a coma.
My wife is dead.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he called me 3 fucking times back to back.
And then,
Jesus
but then sent a sunglasses
And then just put a
emoji.
sunglass emoji. Fucking brother.
That's the
Shout out.
Isn't that the like you text someone and they don't answer and you're like, cool? Is that the same thing?
Maybe.
I got a buddy who does something very douchey. He texts me, and if I don't get back to him, he sends a question mark. And I
hate
go,
that,
go, stop sending me
fucking hate
question marks.
Yeah.
What's how long between the text and the question mark?
20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Get
No,
the fuck out
that's-
of here. 20
That's
minutes?
excessive.
He wants a fucking response.
Dude, fuck
I
yourself.
think he has like anxiety or something.
Dude, but 20 minutes?
Hey guys, let's make space for people's mental health, okay? This isn't that kind of podcast where we're just mean to people for the sake of being mean. All right?
Fuck out of
We're all human beings and we're just trying to do our best.
Question mark? Dude, leave me alone.
Yeah, no,
Why?
it's annoying. But he's a friend that I've had since college, so it's like we can't stop being friends.
Of course, yeah. He's still
You
your
have
friend.
those friends where you're just like, if I have known you less amount of time, you'd be fucking out of here.
Yeah.
But you just can't.
Is college that long?
Well, you got the memories of
38.
people. Yeah.
I went there when I was 17.
All right.
So I,
20,
he was my
yeah.
he was
You've known
my
him for 20 years.
Yeah.
he was my roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could stop being friends with him.
The fact that you're thinking about it means that you want to stop being friends with him.
Well, no,
sure,
I have people like that in my life where, like,
I mean, there's people in my family who, like, if they weren't in my family, I'd have them killed.
Well, yeah, but
you still love them.
But that's the kind of people where you can be like, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, I'll get back to you.
Yeah, and he is somebody that I've said that to.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't listen.
I've had friends like that too, where I'm like,
he forgets.
Yeah,
he forgets. Like he'll stop for a little bit. And what I've told him is what I tell everybody, which is like, I have ADHD. Like, it's hard for me to text back when I'm doing other stuff because I will get fucking lost in things.
Yeah.
So just fucking call me. I always pick up the phone if people. I'll be taking a dump. I'll be like, I'm taking a shit. I'll call you right back though. Very good about actual phone calls, but nobody wants to fucking do that anymore. They think it's like intrusive to use the phone to have a fucking conversation, which is what it.
I'll call if I want to talk, but if it's just a real quick thing, I'll send a text or something.
I'll fucking call.
You know,
I'll call and be like, what's the password? I'll call for things that would be better suited for it. Like, I need a number.
Yeah.
I'll call for the number. I'm weird.
Yeah.
I don't like texting here, or like if I'm supposed to pick someone up and someone texts me here or whatever, then I know I texted you here.
You just fucking
literally
texted
just
me.
did.
I'm here.
I know, but like I'm
in the
here
group chat, too.
and I need further instructions or whatever. But like if someone like fucking they're gonna pick me up at my house and they're my friend, I don't want them to text here because what if I didn't see the text, even though I'm on my phone for sure.
I guess I'll do a, hey man, just parked outside. I won't just text here, but then I'll give it like 15 minutes and then I'll call and be like, hey, you all right?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we had a moment because I had to move the car so that you could park.
Oh, thanks.
And Mike was already here. I saw him going to park. And I was like, just go in the house and wait. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just wait in the car. But I've had multiple people be like, I'd rather wait in my car than just go into the location if you're not there.
You can't go into someone's house.
What?
Well, it's like I know
I would go into somebody's house.
I know your wife
just,
and stuff too, but I'd rather just wait. That's why I'll just drive with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is what we did.
Yeah.
But was it weird for me to be like, just go into my house and
No,
wait
because
for
I
me?
know you.
Yeah.
Because we're friends already.
But I would say
But
that
if it was like I just like, you know,
it'd be weird.
if you were just like, hey, come do my podcast, I thought you were, you know, and I'm like, I gotta go inside your house. Yeah.
I remember Liz got mad at me because I had like the futon out one time, like because I had slept on it the night before. I guess I left a pillow, and then I had like a girl come on the podcast, and she was like, she's gonna think you're trying to fuck her. I'm like, you're downstairs. What kind of psycho would this person think I am? Where I'm like, hey, come onto my podcast, and also let's fuck while my wife makes dinner. What are you talking about? I don't know.
She's making raviolis.
I don't know the minds of women. Like if they step upstairs to do a dude's podcast and he has a beautiful futon laid out.
Well, look,
for them.
if I was a woman and I came up here and seen that, I wouldn't fuck you. But if I came in here and seen that wonderful sign that you got made, and then you had the futon out, I would fuck you.
If this was fucking up.
If that's up,
Maybe
I'm
I had
fucking you.
Maybe I had like a payment check from Radical Neon, just like with the little dollar amount, like kind of sneaking out.
Can I add one more detail? Rose petals. Out, rose petals, Radical Neon.
Are these chocolates?
I American beauty
up the steps.
I American beauty her ass.
Why is there a bag floating?
Oh my god. Guys,
No, it is. I guess that is weird. Liz is right. If it was
weird.
like, well, it's different. Like you have a very professional setup right here. It really is professional.
You think so?
I think so.
All right.
Because it's a room. You got the mics and everything. But
we have to stop talking about my podcast setup.
But
we're fucking 40 minutes into the episode.
But if you had the
how has this become the beacon that we return to every 5 minutes? No matter what the conversation.
But if you did have a fucking it's different. You're inviting a chick to your room and it's like a bed. That's like a bed if it's laid down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So Liz is right. Yeah.
I think she was right.
Yes.
Why were you sleeping on the futon?
I think it might have been from like somebody that had stayed over. I just hadn't put it back yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not you were in trouble before.
I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in being in trouble?
I don't believe in being in trouble. Not enough to not sleep in my own bed. I'll just I'll just sleep in bed and you'll be angry at me. I'm not fucking sleeping downstairs and having
I've had to sleep on the couch before.
You've had to sleep on the couch before?
Yeah.
In current
You want to hear the story? No, old relation.
Do I know the relation?
You might have met her. We were together a long time.
Okay.
But I got in trouble. I was just telling the story to my new girlfriend, actually, about it. Because I was like, I held my ground. But they had, like, I was working night shift. So I was working, like, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the casino, right? So my hours were really fucked up.
Casino makes him laugh for some reason.
Nah, that's it sounds like a hilarious job.
Yeah, it's great. But I was working like really fucked up hours. So I would sleep during the day. I would have to go to bed at like 6 p.m. or whatever. So there was one night where I was living with my girlfriend and then her sister and her boyfriend. It was an entire fucking family. The dad was living there at one point too. But they had a party the one night, right? So they had a party the one night, which I was fucking pissed about because I have to wake up at 11 p.m. and they're fucking blasting music at 7 p.m. and shit. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, they have a party, whatever, and a couple of days go by, and I'm giving you that detail because that's part of the story. But a couple of days go by, and my girlfriend was like, hey, we found this thong on the couch. And I was like, oh. Is your sister, is Justin finally cheating on your sister? She's a bitch, you know? And she's like, no, why would she do that? I was like, he's fucking miserable. What do you mean, why would? And she's like, no, it's probably from you. What the fuck are you doing? And I was like, that's not from me. And they're like, yeah, it probably is. You're here home alone during the day when we're all at work. I'm like, what am I, inviting some chick over at noon to be like, hey, you want to come fuck on my couch? You know?
Yeah.
So they found this random fucking thong, and she was like so pissed at me for like 3 days, but I slept on the couch the whole rest of the time. But like even the second day, she was like, you're a fucking, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I wish I fucking banged the girl because I'm getting so much grief. I have to sleep on the couch and everything, you know?
Yeah, you might as well have done it.
But then what had happened was at the party, one of their friends slept over and had sex with this chick, and then she left her thong in the couch and they didn't know.
Yeah.
So then she apologized to me and all that stuff.
Also, yeah, they had a party. Isn't that the most likely?
Exactly.
Also, the sentence, will you fucking knock it off? I got to be at work at 11 p.m. is a hilarious sentence to me.
I'm an adult.
Yeah. Well, casinos never close. They're 24/7.
Sure, no,
so.
I understand.
But it is like, yeah, they were like, oh, they were always so fucking loud.
The joke
dude.
is always, I have
was
to
so
get up
fucking
early.
angry. Yeah.
But you have
I'm like,
to
will you
get
guys
up
keep it
super
down?
late.
I gotta fucking get up at 11 p.m. Yeah.
Do you regret going to the couch?
I don't regret it. I mean, I tried to sleep in the bed. We were just fighting a lot. So she's like, you're on the fucking couch. But I wanted to hold my ground because I didn't fucking do anything wrong.
Yeah, well, holding your ground would have been staying in the bed.
Yeah, you're right.
You 100% gave in. But I do.
But I wanted to.
You didn't like cave like a kid confessing to a crime he didn't commit.
Yeah.
Because the cops are giving him shit.
Yeah.
But
I took the cookies.
Yeah. No, I feel like no, I've been in fights. Every relationship I've been in, I won't go to the couch.
I think I slept on the couch the first night.
One time,
And then the second night, we were still fighting, and I was like, fuck you, I'm sleeping on the bed.
yeah.
So I did hold my ground that way.
I remember one time a girlfriend was mad at me, and then I was like, you can go to the couch. And she went to the couch,
Really?
and I slept. Yes! And I was at her apartment.
Oh, wow.
But I was like, you can go to the couch. I'm not fucking going to the couch. I'm not
Yeah.
sleeping on the couch.
Can I tell you about a time that I should have gone to the couch? This is, I broke up with a girl while we were still living together. Like, that was when I went to Atlanta and she went to LA.
Oh, wow.
But like, we broke up and she was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah. So and she's like, well, can I still stay here? Like, we've been living together for like 3 years. Yeah. I mean, if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it, I guess, you know, cause what do you do? Like, you can't kick someone out who's on the lease. Like,
yeah,
you're
exactly.
both,
Yeah, it's still our place.
yeah. So I went upstairs at like 11 p.m., right when you were getting ready for work. And she stayed downstairs and drank like a whole bottle of wine and came up at like 2 a.m, super drunk, and woke me up. And she was like, you're a coward. You're a fucking, I'm just lying here in bed. You're a coward. 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 And I was like, well, at least she didn't say that I'm not funny. But like, that's how the night ended. She like finally fell asleep like next to me. And I'm like, gee,
You should have went to the couch.
I should have gone to the couch.
Now, did you, after that, how did you guys do it?
We
Couched it? Or did you?
No, we just slept in the same bed for like another month. And then
Really?
she
And you were
moved
still
away.
broken up, though?
Yeah,
Wow.
And I actually.
Maybe too much detail, but did you guys hook up at all?
we did.
So, okay, so you're still doing that
Like
during the
like
month.
every once in a while, because it's hard not to. Like you're in a
In the
comfortable
bed.
situation.
Yeah.
Like everybody's still like hurting or whatever, but like you gotta
Wow.
deal with it. It was crazy.
See, when I lived with a girl back east, she just ended up going to her. I think she slept at her mom's place after
Yeah.
we broke up because we lived together. But like, she wouldn't stay with me. I stayed in the place, and she like just went to her mom's, and I think her sisters or something too.
But it's weird to break up like at many different times in your life if you don't have a lot of money. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I want to end things, but there's nowhere to go. Like, where are we supposed to go?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like a weird. Should have taken the couch.
I'm also realizing that one time I did something even worse than taking the couch. One time, I broke up with a girl. We were living together in New York, and I moved out of my own apartment and started sleeping at work. And I did that for like 3 weeks until a friend I was at a rehearsal studio in Manhattan, and a friend had an early booking at the studio, and like I had woken up late, so I was brushing my teeth over the sink in this just like any studio you would go to.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you fucking sleeping here, dude?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking going through a breakup." And he's like, I'm gonna take you out to lunch." And he took me out to lunch, and he was like, "Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna call your ex. You're gonna tell her she has a week to be out of the apartment, and that you're moving back in, and she needs to be gone. And you need to stop beating yourself up over the breakup."
Wow. But it was your place then,
It was my place. I was paying rent.
and she wasn't paying rent at all.
I don't remember if she was paying rent, but I was definitely paying rent.
Wow.
So she didn't have her own place. Y'all were living together.
We were living together.
Wow.
And when I came back in a week, she moved out of the city and moved back to where she was from.
No shit.
So that was like the get out of New York call.
Yeah.
Basically. But no, after that, I never went to the couch. But I did one time leave my own apartment.
Yeah, shit.
I remember my roommates
Well, see,
being
you
like,
have to give it to the woman, though. You have to, like, that's why, like, it's not caving. It's like you got to just calm the situation down. Just be like, let me just get out of here. I'll go to the couch.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
But to me, like, especially now.
3
like,
weeks, though, bro?
3 weeks in a 3 weeks at
Damn.
work.
Yeah.
But that was also like, I was like 25.
Did you
Yeah.
have like a foam pad, a blow up
No, I
mattress?
slept on a couch.
Oh, you slept on a couch.
It was the couch at your
slept
work.
on
You did move to the couch.
I went to
But
a
on my own
couch.
couch.
No, I went to my boss's couch.
Was your boss ever like,
He never knew.
why do my pillows smell bad? Or
Yeah.
He probably, now that I think about it, he probably did know, but he never said anything.
what a cool boss.
He was cool. He was cool in some ways and not cool in other ways.
Yeah.
He was cool in that way. Like it was, he paid us nothing, and he's a psycho.
That's not cool.
But he would let people.
Well, if you're going through shit, it's like nice to.
All of
yeah.
his. He employed like nothing but actors and comedians.
Was that the improv theater?
Yeah, the Pit.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the name, but
if you employ nothing but like fucking broken doll, early 20s creative people, like
yeah,
you're gonna run into issues. So he was cool in that way.
yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, I guess I can be a little more forgiving of people that go to the couch.
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go to the couch.
I think a woman respects you more if you tell her you're not leaving bed. You're not leaving the bed.
I think it starts more of an argument.
Yeah, of course it does.
I think
It
you
does,
need.
but
I think you need to leave. That you need to leave whatever she wants. If you're like leave the situation, just let her have it. You know.
Oh, fuck what she wants.
That's how
you gotta set a boundary and be like, you're not kicking me out of my bed.
I mean, I get that, but like at least the first night, you're like, I don't give a shit. I'll sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
But then if it's like you're 3 days in, it's like, fuck, I'm not sleeping on the couch anymore. I got back problems.
If my
Yeah, the couch is not. The
Yeah.
couch has never been. Oh,
I'm okay
what a
for
paradise.
a day. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If my wife walked in here and she'd been listening to this podcast and she was like, "You're on the couch tonight," I'd be like, "Okay." I wouldn't even give it a moment.
You're like, well, this couch is actually a futon, so I'm good.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. I bought this for myself. I chose to be here. We do have a comfy couch downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To sleep on?
To sleep on. I've slept on the couch, but like when I choose to. Because the other thing is we let our dog in the bed. You guys big
I let my dog in the bed, yeah.
I mean, I got a fucking...
It's a game changer, though, dude.
What do you mean?
I remember when my dog was a puppy, I wouldn't want him in the bed, and I had like a gate at the door and everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he used to just go fucking nuts.
Oh, okay.
And then once I and it was funny because my ex used to be like, and she had a dog too, and I wouldn't let her be in the bed. And then when I finally let my dog Bugsy in the bed, he was a whole different dog. He was just more calm, he was just more sleeping. He was just like...
Two dogs in a bed is a lot.
2 dogs in a bed is a lot, though.
It's a lot of dogs in a bed.
Yeah, it's cute. Our issue is like we got a pit bull, and he's fucking strong.
Yeah.
So like he will like
if he lays on your fucking head.
I'll wake up. Well, sometimes he'll do that, and I'll wake up like it's a fucking like anvil on my face. But then what's really more common is like he stretches out
And he'll move you.
He's 70 pounds solid muscle. Like he can fucking move me. Like I've woken up like hanging off the bed. Like this is not. So sometimes I just let him have it.
So you had a dream you were hanging on to like
so
a
he
ledge.
tells you go to the couch.
Yeah, half my dreams, if I'm in like the opening scene of Cliffhanger,
Yeah.
I'm like, Gordon has gotten too comfortable. And I wake up from it.
That's funny.
I've been having a lot of murder dreams lately.
Okay.
You guys ever have those?
Were
watch a lot
you
of
get
murder
murdered
docs?
or were you murdered
I'm
someone?
murdering people.
Wow.
People you know or just random people?
People, I've been watching too many Hamas
What if you're
attack
like
videos.
people I know?
No,
You just kill me in Austin,
no, honestly.
and then the fucking this is podcast hell.
No, I have like
Hands up to the sign.
blood splattering. This is
Yeah.
podcast hell.
I think I don't know. I think about like having to murder people to protect the house a lot, kind of like purge like situations.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Like where would I hide my wife, my dog,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
It's
Let's
hard to
let's
hide
analyze
stuff in an
this.
apartment.
Let's analyze this.
There's nothing. I think it's watching too much news doesn't help.
Oh,
You know, like if you watch like
all the shit going on in the world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a gun? That's a Texas thing for me to ask.
No,
You got a gun?
That's a good question. I wish I did, but my wife is very against it. But she's like, if you really want one, you have to go to a class.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, but it's like I
got a BB.
Sean Wick
I got
in this motherfucker.
I got a BB gun over the pandemic.
a BB.
It looks like a real gun.
For protection?
Yeah, just in case, like my buddy.
Someone comes in to rape you.
Well, like my buddy, Frank Cronin, comic.
No,
When we were talking over like the beginning of
he's a hack.
2020, he's like,
he's a hack.
He's no, he's great.
I don't know. You fucking hack. I don't know anything about it.
He got me all fucking riled up, and he's like, people are really desperate now. You got to watch out. People are robbing houses and all this stuff, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can get a real fucking gun. So I got like a nice like black BB gun that looks like a fucking 9mm off of Amazon. It's like $50 or something. It's like an airsoft gun, like those kind of BB guns.
with a BB gun?
No, but it looks like a real gun. So if somebody does come to my house, at least I have something to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck them up.
Yeah.
Like you can like
It'll still hurt them.
if you walk towards somebody with a BB gun and keep shooting them.
Oh, it'll hurt for sure.
Yeah,
But it shoots plastic.
It shoots like metal
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 yeah.
beads.
I've been hit by one of those before.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
When I was breaking into someone's house. No, someone shot me in the
was
back.
you?
Yeah, my bad. That was my bad.
Yeah.
I was looking for a couch.
What I would do is I would like shoot it and like be walking towards them until you get close enough to then hit them.
Yeah.
Like that's the move.
My thing
I
was
feel.
just like, it looks like it doesn't have the orange on the tip or anything. It might have, and I colored it in maybe.
The trick is to make this
But it
sound
looks
effects.
fucking. I'll send you a picture.
And
It
people
look.
are, whoa.
It looks real. So if somebody was to break in, at least you're like, get the fuck out of my house. Whatever.
Yeah. I would then maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
I think I could convince Liz to let me get a gun, but I'd have to do the whole.
I could see you having like.
They also have guns with like, it's like a like rubber bullet guns that they have now. that apparently.
I could see you having a shotgun.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Fucking.
And just blowing my son away because he has the sniffles at 2 a.m.
so funny.
Yeah, I feel like I could be. There's some things about Texas I don't mind.
I have a friend in Texas who has like 50 guns.
Why do you need 50 guns?
I don't know. But
I
he's
don't mean
talking
to
about,
sound like,
no, I know. Trust me.
Well,
50 is a lot. Like
50
you
is
only
too
have 2
much.
hands.
Yeah.
In case the government gets it too out of hand.
What do you need 50?
You've got automatic
50
reload.
Because it's like a hobby at that point. You just
guess.
collect guns.
Yeah.
He probably gets gifted guns.
No, you can't. You can't.
You can gift a gun to
Yeah,
somebody.
like an old antique, but you can't go buy a gun and give it to someone else because then you're on the hook for them shooting
you
someone.
just shave off the serial number.
Okay, sure.
I know a guy.
Besides that, yeah. He says he was talking about his Glock or whatever, and he's like, I have multiples of that gun because it works. I'm like, how many do you have? He's like, 5. He's like, 1 in each vehicle, and then like 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs, and an extra one.
Jesus. One in the bathroom, one in the
Jesus
pantry.
Christ.
Yeah. That's a lot. I own one, though. I only have 1.
Yeah.
My dad had a carbine shotgun, and he kept it like those ceilings you can like press up.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
You can
The white one,
the
like
white
the-
ones,
yeah.
the foam.
Yeah.
So he like if you pressed it up, the gun was like right above the refrigerator downstairs, next to my room, like right where I was. And he'd always like think he was hiding because he'd like clean it or he'd take it to like the gun range to shoot it. He'd be like, "All right, you stay upstairs," and he'd go like hide the gun. But I could like hear him moving the fucking shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I knew.
Damn refrigerator.
Yeah.
I knew exactly where the gun was. And also, like,
Freaking ice machine.
yeah. So I think I would have been like, if I
But you were never tempted to like go get it down and like
blow my head off.
no, just play with it.
What do you mean play
Kids
with
play
it?
with guns. I don't know what.
I was
to
like
do.
15 years old. A 15-year-old plays with guns one way. I'll show
By
that.
shooting
Yeah,
people
he
in a
goes,
school?
or himself. I think that's-
Make sure you like and subscribe.
my parents had a divorce.
15-year-old only plays with one gun.
The point of the
one
story
way.
was Dad should have moved the gun away from my.
Yeah.
As I was like listening to emo music in my room, probably not great that there was a shotgun
When
5
I
feet
was
away.
a young boy, my father, he
like,
hid the gun above the fridge.
This'll show him. No, it's very sad. Very sad topic that we should.
Guns, baby.
Guns up.
Join the black parade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I have black walls here. It wouldn't show up too much with the splatter.
I mean, the red was it's fucking dark.
We found the only thing worse than talking about my podcast
podcast.
setup was teenage suicide.
We are talking about your setup, though. We're like, well, the black walls would be really good. Not only for podcasting, but also if you blew your fucking brains out.
I think it's the moon is visible during the podcast.
That is
That's why
cute.
it's a darker pod.
I like
it. We've got a setting here
People
that
go crazy during the full moon.
Yeah.
they do howling and shit.
Yeah.
What do people?
Brought that one to a stop.
What do people do during a full moon? Like do they actually
Apparently,
go
like
crazy?
crime is up and stuff.
Is that true?
Really?
That's what I saw on Cops.
On Cops?
Yeah, they're like it gets crazy during the full moon.
No way.
I want to look it up, but no phones.
No phones. It's more fun. It's more fun without the phone.
Yeah.
We get a feeling for another 5 minutes of not knowing.
I saw some movie with Adam Driver and Ben Stiller, and they're like, we should look it up. He's like, no, let's just not know.
That used to be everything.
I forgot what movie that was.
Yeah.
That used to be the feeling all the time. And that's when kids would just make up shit, and you'd be like, if I could fact check this motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's no way his dad was married to Stevie Nicks. But you're like, before Wikipedia, maybe he was.
You never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to register your hands as deadly weapons? Was that a real thing? Do you remember that? If you
think
were like
so.
a black belt in
Yeah,
karate, then
you
you
have
had
to.
to. Is that real?
That's real.
It's real.
Yeah. It's for Marines, too. Marines actually can't because
You have to register your hands as deadly
well,
weapons.
not like
You have to bring them in.
well, not like bring them in, but like technically you're not allowed to get in a fight because you're a Marine or something like that.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to do these rumors, did Troy Aikman really have a gerbil up his ass? Because that was also rampant in my school.
Aikman?
Aikman had a gerbil up his ass.
I thought it was Richard Gere.
Richard Gere, too.
He had a gerbil up his ass?
But we weren't talking. Richard Gere wasn't on the tip of our tongues in 8th grade. Troy Aikman was.
Neither was that gerbil.
I think maybe people just switched out Richard Gere and Troy Aikman based on
yeah.
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman, Cowboys quarterback.
No, I
remember
know
him,
who he
yeah.
is. He's a fucking hero. Number 8.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
I'm from Texas.
God damn it.
92 and 93 Super Bowl champions.
You see what I'm wearing right here.
It's a Philly vet.
Philly,
baby.
yeah.
That baby.
I mean, we
love that place.
weren't rivals back then. You guys
No,
were too
you guys
busy losing.
You guys used to, way to. Don't try to own me.
I don't.
You guys.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
Also, I can't even believe I said you guys and us. I've never said that my entire
We've
life.
mentioned Texas and Joe Rogan
You
multiple
guys.
times on the podcast, and it's rubbing off. It's coursing through your
People
veins.
watch a game and they're like, and then we went down and scored. You know,
Yeah.
like the oldest trope on the planet. Like
I'm okay with
you
sports
feel
teams.
so connected.
You don't want to say it about an employer. As soon as somebody says "we" as an employer, it's trouble.
It
Oh, as an
sucks.
employee, yeah.
Yeah, because we're not.
It means that they're paying you half of what they should be paying you.
We're
Yeah.
a team.
Never.
Family.
We really want us to come together as a family. Yeah, and you're like, get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here, dude.
I got
Is
a
it
buddy.
paycheck?
He's black, and he told me that it's like
Whoa.
it was in. Hold your horses. Stop the presses. No, it was some. I think he said it was from like Malcolm X or something, but it was like on the plantation, the slaves would say "we sick" when the owner was sick. They go "we sick, boss," to say like when the owner was sick.
The royal.
But then like he said like the bad slaves would be like, no, we're not sick, you're sick, and that's
Ooh.
when they would attack or leave.
Oh, okay.
This is a comfortable topic for
Yeah, let's go back to guns.
for the white guys. No, but you don't want to have that.
No, I feel qualified to speak on
You
this.
don't want to have that "we sick boss" mentality. You wanna, it's them
Yeah.
and you. Unless your name's on the fucking company or the paycheck, it's them and you. They just pay you.
Unless your name's on that neon sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Are we good for the podcast recording, boss? Are we good now? Is that good enough for us?
I will not be paying you.
Oh, come on.
So yeah, don't say.
Are we good?
I won't be clipping this part. Guys, we are at an hour. It's a hard out if we go even a minute over an hour.
Come on. We're having so much fun.
Oh,
Well,
Faison.
tough shit. It's over.
Okay, well,
But you can always come back.
thanks.
Oh, yeah.
You
Thanks,
can.
I
I
guess.
mean, we do podcasts with multiple.
No, you do podcasts with multiple. Okay.
Well, Rob Stern has been on this podcast.
Can I say something before we leave? I love that you caught that
Thanks, pal.
because I did just say we,
and you said we.
and that was wrong of me. I'm treating you guys like my slaves.
Fucking idiot. Whoa, whoa,
right,
whoa,
let's cut
whoa,
I
whoa.
said we.
Let's cut it. We're cutting it. Thank you.
All right, my bad. Where can people find you? Instagram, whatever you're
my,
promoting.
My Instagram is at Austen, AUSTEN .silver. So please. And I think I'm recording an album in January.
oh, fuck
January
yeah,
27th.
dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think so.
When
I
is it?
got fired from the place that owns the venue.
Hell yeah.
You almost made it to not talking about. I can't believe we were like, before the podcast, I go, hey man, do you want me to not bring up the fact you just got fired? He was like, only if it comes up organically. It
came up organically.
I figured when we got to the fucking plugs, we were safe.
January 27th at the Glendale Room, if you guys are around. Come watch the recording and then buy the recording later.
Awesome.
That's a great
Yeah.
room, too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's a
sorry
great
you
room.
got fired, but it's a great it's a great venue.
You'll bounce back.
Yeah, sure.
Anything
Ian
for-
Russo shot his special there.
That's where I got the
He
idea
did it.
from.
Yeah, it
he
was
ran
great.
it. Yeah.
He ran it there. It was
How
great.
many people does the Glendale Room seat?
40 or 50, which is why I wanted to do it there.
Fucking perfect.
Because I want to do 2 shows and I want to be able to sell them both out. Otherwise, I would have done it at Lyric Hyperion.
Yeah.
But
It's like 70 or something.
No, it's like 100.
Oh, it is 100 now?
It's a lot.
Wow.
I know that because I used to work there before I got fired.
Oh, yeah.
I used to run a show at Lyric Hyperion, but they didn't renew us. So I also kind of got fired a little
Sure,
bit.
yeah, it's totally the same
It's not
thing.
the same thing. I'm not saying it's the same,
Okay,
but it's similar.
cool. Where can we find you?
Anyway. Mike Perkins _ on Instagram, and then themikeperkins.com. And I do a monthly talk show called Another Late Show Tonight. So check that out. Go to my Instagram, and you can find me there.
Awesome.
So.
This is super fun. Thanks for doing the show, guys.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We'll have you back. I'll have you back.
We'll have you back.
I'll have you back.
We're your interns now.
All right, later.